Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into a really fascinating ancient text. It's called the Cakkhupāla Theravada.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically the story of this venerable elder monk who's dealing with a pretty serious health issue. His eyesight is failing.
Yeah, and our source material for this, it's excerpts from the original Pali text. We get narratives, dialogues, even these verses,
Mhm.
gives us a real window into his choices, how people reacted.
Right. So our mission here, our goal for this deep dive, is to really get to the heart of this story. We want to look at the key decisions the elder makes, what's motivating him.
Especially that commitment, right? His spiritual path versus this physical problem.
Exactly. And we'll keep an eye out for any, surprising facts or insights that jump out. Okay, so let's dive in. It starts with the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor sends some oil over, and he seems pretty confident, actually. Thanks just one application, and bam, the elder's sickness should be gone.
Huh. So high expectations.
Definitely. The text makes a point of saying he thought one dose would do it, so when it doesn't work...
He's confused.
Right. He starts asking questions. His first one is about how the elder used the oil. Like, did you put it on sitting up, or were you lying down?
Seems straightforward enough.
Yeah.
But the elder doesn't answer.
Stays completely silent. Even the doctor asks again.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting right off the bat. It kind of hints at something deeper going on, doesn't it?
It really does. You see the doctor's logic. The oil's good, it should work, so maybe it was used wrong. He's just trying to figure out the application method.
So when silence is the only answer, the doctor thinks, okay, I need to see for myself.
Exactly. He decides, I'll go check out his place, his dwelling.
Then what does he find there?
Well, this is telling. He sees a place for walking meditation and a place for sitting meditation. But that's it.
No bed, no place to lie down.
Nope. Which, just reinforces the doctor's suspicion. Maybe he didn't lie down to apply the oil like he was supposed to.
So he asks him again. Same question.
Yep. Venerable sir, did you apply it sitting or lying down? And again, just silence.
The elder's really sticking to his guns, whatever his reason is.
He is. And the doctor seems to get a bit more, maybe insistent. He pleads with him, talks about the Dhamma of a recluse.
What does that mean exactly? The Dhamma of a recluse.
Well, it's like the core duties and practices of a monk. And the doctor's argument is fascinating. He says taking care of your body is part of that Dhamma. You need the body to practice.
So he's saying, look, taking care of yourself isn't contrary to your path. It's part of it. Please just lie down and use the oil.
Exactly. He's urging him, basically saying maintaining physical health supports the spiritual journey.
But the elder, he's not having it. He dismisses the doctor.
Yeah, he says something like, I need to hold a consultation and figure out what to do.
A consultation?
Yeah.
But wait, the text says he doesn't have any family there, no close friends or anything?
Precisely. That's what's so incredible. Who's he going to consult?
Himself.
Exactly. He turns inward. And he addresses his own physical body. He even gives it a name, Palita.
Whoa. He personifies his own body. That's quite something.
Isn't it? It's like this internal dialogue between his spiritual will and his physical existence. It shows this amazing self-awareness, and you see him clearly drawing a line. Spiritual path comes first.
And the core question he asks himself, or asks Kalita, is brutal. Eyes or the Buddha's teachings?
Yeah.
Which one matters more?
Stark choice. No ambiguity there.
Yeah. And then he reflects on samsara.
Right. The cycle of rebirth. He thinks about all the times, countless times apparently, he's been blind in past lives within this long cycle of existence.
So this current blindness, in that huge perspective, maybe it seems less catastrophic.
That seems to be the idea. It kind of diminishes the immediate problem when you look at it through the lens of endless rebirths.
And there's a specific vow involved too, right?
Yes. He reminds himself he took a vow not to lie down for the entire 3 months of the rainy season retreat.
Ah, okay. So that's a concrete rule he set for himself. That explains the resistance to the doctor.
Absolutely. It's a serious ascetic commitment. And after this whole internal debate, he speaks 3 verses.
What do they say?
Essentially, he tells his eyes, and really his whole body, look, perish if you must. The main point is, don't be heedless. Don't slack off, basically. Uphold the Buddha's teaching above all else. It's incredibly determined.
Wow. So even though he won't lie down, he does try some treatment. The nose thing.
Yeah, the Nathakama, a nose treatment. But importantly, he does it while sitting up.
Sticking to the vow.
Exactly. He's trying to address the physical issue, but only within the boundaries he's set for his practice.
Okay, so the doctor comes back. Asks if he did the nose treatment.
Elder says yes.
Then the doctor asks, how you doing?
And the elder just says, still afflicted, still suffering.
Which probably confirms the doctor's suspicion.
You bet. So the doctor asks again the same question. Did you do the nose treatment sitting up or lying down?
And silence. Again.
Still silent. Absolutely resolute.
At this point, the doctor must realize he's not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I think he finally gets it. He understands the elder's determination is absolute. So he says basically, okay, I'm done. I can't treat you or even talk about treatment anymore if you won't follow advice.
He withdraws care.
He does. He sees his medical knowledge is hitting a wall against the elder's spiritual discipline.
So the elder gets rejected by the doctor, as the text puts it. He goes back to his dwelling. Does this discourage him?
Not at all. He reflects on being rejected, sure, but he uses it. He tells himself, don't give up your posture. Your iliapatham, the chosen way of holding the body in practice.
It actually fuels him further.
It seems so. It's like turning a negative into more motivation for his practice. He speaks another verse then.
What's this one about?
Acknowledging, okay, medical help is gone, death is certain anyway, so why would I be heedless? Why would I slack off now?
Doubling down on his commitment.
Absolutely. And then the text says he performed the Dhamma of a recluse.
So he just dives deeper into his practice.
Yeah.
Meditation, mindfulness.
That's how it reads. Just sustained, intense focus, despite everything.
And then something extraordinary happens.
Yeah, this is the pivotal moment. The middle watch of the night passes. And the text says his eyes and his defilements, his kilesa, these mental impurities, they were destroyed simultaneously at the exact same moment.
Wait, his blindness becomes complete and he achieves enlightenment at the same instant.
That's what it says. The physical sight goes and the internal sight or wisdom arrives, destroying all the mental blocks. It's wow.
That connection is incredible. It wasn't just about enduring the physical. It was somehow linked to the spiritual breakthrough.
It strongly suggests that, doesn't it? His unwavering focus, his choice, led directly to this.
So he becomes an arahant, enlightened, with dry insight. What does that mean?
Cakkhupāla. It generally means enlightenment gained through insight and mindfulness primarily, maybe without deep meditative absorptions or jhanas beforehand. It highlights the power of his focused understanding.
Okay, so he attains this state.
Yeah.
Then he just goes into his inner room and sits down.
Yeah, the peak of his journey. He's reached the goal. Now he rests in that state.
Then the story shifts focus a bit to how others react. The other monks come by.
Right. It's morning, time for the alms round. They come to tell him.
And he's blind now. How does that exchange go?
He asks them, is it really time? They confirm. And he just tells them, okay, you go ahead.
Still thinking about the routine, about them.
Completely, not focused on himself. When they ask how he is, he simply says his eyes are destroyed.
How the monks take it?
They're overcome. The text says they were filled with tears. You can feel their respect and sadness for him.
But they still support him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They reassure him, they'll take care of him, do their duties, and then head out for alms. It really shows that community bond, you know, the compassion.
And the lay supporters notice he's missing from the alms round.
Yeah, they ask the monks, where's the elder? They hear the story.
And they immediately act.
Instantly, they send food over to his dwelling, and then they go themselves to pay respects.
That's a strong connection between the monks and the lay people.
It really is. They see him, they're also weeping, and they promise to look after him, telling him not to worry about anything.
And they follow through.
Yes, from then on, they make sure food is regularly sent to his residence, so his basic needs are covered by the community.
It's quite touching, that level of care. So, even blind, he continues teaching.
He does. The text mentions 60 other monks that he was exhorting, guiding.
And his teaching is effective.
Incredibly so. It says all 60 of them attained arahantship, full enlightenment, with paisamvida, which is like this really deep analytical understanding of the teachings.
Wow, all 60. What do you think made his teaching so powerful then? Was it his own example?
I think that has to be a huge part of it, right? His own lived experience, that unwavering resolve, even through blindness, that's a powerful lesson just by itself. Plus the clarity he must have had after his attainment.
Makes sense. So these 60 monks, now enlightened themselves, want to go see the Buddha.
Yeah, the rainy season retreat is over, and their first instinct is to pay respects to the Buddha. Shows you how central he was.
They tell the elder their plan.
And the elder, he knows he's physically weak now. The journey sounds rough.
So he decides not to go with them.
Right. But it's selfless. He's worried he'll slow them down, be a burden. that they'll struggle because of him.
He puts their journey first.
Totally. His concern is for them. He tells them, you guys go on ahead. It's a tough road. I'm not up to it right now, and it would be uncomfortable for me if you stayed back because of me.
Even though they probably wanted to help him.
Yeah, they were likely reluctant, but he insisted. He prioritized their smooth journey.
Does he ask them to do anything for him?
Yes. He says, tell my youngest brother what happened to my eyes. He figures his brother will probably send someone to help him travel later.
Practical.
Very. And he asks them to pay respects to the Buddha for him and also to 80 other senior elders. And then they ask his forgiveness, as is customary, and depart.
Even blind, he's maintaining those connections, fulfilling obligations.
Absolutely. Family, the wider monastic order. He's still engaged.
Okay, so the 60 monks travel to Jetavana, where the Buddha is. They do as he asked.
Pay their respects, pass on the messages.
And the next day, they strategically go for alms near where the brother lives.
Seems like it. They go down his street, and sure enough, the brother sees them.
Recognizes them.
Yes, invites them in, offers hospitality. And then the question, how's my elder brother?
And the monks tell him the whole story.
Yeah, about the eyes, the enlightenment, everything.
How does the brother react?
He weeps, deeply affected, then asks, okay, what should we do?
And the monks relay the elder's plan about someone coming.
Exactly. They tell him the elder expects someone to be sent from him, and he'll travel with that person.
So the brother needs to find someone.
Right. He thinks of his nephew, Kalita. Maybe we should send him.
But the monks have a suggestion.
Yeah, they think about the journey, the potential dangers. They suggest it would be better, safer perhaps, if Palita ordained as a novice monk first before traveling.
Ah, gives him a certain status and maybe protection?
That seems the idea. And the brother agrees immediately. Anything to help his elder brother.
So the monks ordain the nephew.
They do. Give him some quick training, explain the route, and send Palita off to find his uncle.
They really facilitate the whole thing.
They do, taking care of the details for both the elder and the nephew.
So Palita travels, reaches the village, asks around.
Yeah, he asks an old man at the village gate about a forest dwelling nearby.
And the old man knows it. Knows the elder.
Yep. Confirms there's a dwelling, and the resident is Elder Palita. Shows the elder was still a known figure there.
So Palita says, that's my uncle.
Right. Reveals his identity. The old man leads him straight there. Again, you see that community respect.
Palita arrives, pays respects, serves his uncle for a while.
About half a month, the text says. Then he delivers the message. Your brother wants you to come back.
And the elder agrees.
He does. Says, okay, let's go. Tells Palita, just take the end of my walking stick. And they head into town together.
Relying on his nephew now.
Practical support. And maybe he feels it's time to reconnect, share his wisdom more broadly again.
And the local lay supporters see him leaving.
Yes. They see him walking with Palita, ask where he's going. He tells them to pay respects to the Buddha.
Do they want him to stay?
Oh, yeah. They plead with him, please stay with us. But they understand eventually. They bid him farewell, follow him part of the way, weeping.
That's quite an emotional send-off. Shows the impact he had.
It really does. A deep connection there.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into the Cakkhupāla Theravada, what are the big takeaways for you? What really stands out?
Well, first and foremost, it's that incredible, unwavering commitment. Sticking to the spiritual path even when facing something as huge as losing your sight.
Yeah, that internal resolve is powerful.
Definitely. And wisdom, but also the support system, you know? The monks, the lay followers, how crucial that community was. And ultimately, it feels like a story about spiritual victory over physical limitations.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were some really surprising bits, I thought. That whole internal consultation, talking to his body, Palita, that was fascinating.
It really personalizes his struggle and his priorities, doesn't it?
Right.
And that simultaneous thing, the eyes going dark just as the enlightenment dawns.
Right. That's profound. It hints at this deep link between the physical and the spiritual that maybe we don't always think about.
Exactly. And just the detail of how people rallied around him afterwards, making sure he was cared for, it says a lot about their values.
So how is this relevant for us listening today? What can we take from it?
I think it's a powerful example of, well, prioritizing maybe higher goals over just physical comfort, which isn't always easy.
No kidding.
And it shows the importance of inner strength for sure, but also needing that community, that support network when you're pursuing something difficult. It really makes you think about your own priorities when things get tough.
It does. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, listening. In our world, which is often so focused on physical health, fixing things externally.
Mm.
What can we learn from someone like the elder who makes such a radical choice, prioritizing his spiritual path, even knowing it might cost him his sight?
Yeah, what does that tell us about what true vision might actually be? Is it just about the eyes or something deeper? It's definitely something to chew on from this incredible story.